Hey guys, it's Chocolate Minnie. You can also call me Jasmine. So I want to talk to you guys about the pros and cons of OnlyFans. And I'm kind of trying to transition out of OnlyFans because when I first started doing OnlyFans, it was only because I heard females were making $50,000 a month. So I was like, well, shit, where the fuck do I sign up? Because I'm ready to shake some ass too. 50,000 a month? That's crazy, right? You can't even beat that. I'll show a titty, I'll pop an ass cheek, whatever. Let me get to that 50K. So now that I've been doing OnlyFans full time for about a year and 8 months, I've gotten a chance to fully evaluate it and try to figure out if it's something that I still want to continue to do. So let me start with the pros. The pros are a lot of money, a lot of free time, you run a business, and it makes you want to push yourself together because you have to film and you gotta look cute and your fans want to see you do certain things, and you're pretty much selling a fantasy. Well, I was. I'm not gonna speak about what other people do. I was selling a fantasy. I'm selling a fantasy. I'm selling the fantasy of maybe one day you'll get the chance to F me, right? That's the fantasy. I don't do meetups, but that's the fantasy. So all of that is really cool. I get to work from my home. I get to make my own schedule. It's pretty lit. Like, I can't even really knock it for real because of how lucrative doing OnlyFans is. Like, I don't really know what other business you can have where you can have the freedom that I have. Now, I am a workaholic, so some people may not have as much or have more freedom than others. I have a lot of help. I've hired an assistant, so I have a lot more freedom than I had when I first started. And because I make more money now, I can afford to do those things. So now I'm not always on my phone doing OnlyFans things. But for at least a full year, I was. So now that I've said that, let me also say I've made $300,000 for the first full year that I did OnlyFans. Between 2 OnlyFans pages, promos, I sell mentorships. I've made a lot of money doing OnlyFans. I went from making about 60,000, I think I made 60,000 to 300,000 plus. Like, it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. And I'm blessed. Like, sometimes I feel bad about making this video because it's like, how can you really complain? But now that I've talked about the pros, let's go ahead and talk about the cons. And there's a lot of cons, but they kind of all wrap into one big con. So basically for me, it's the disrespect. I didn't know that I cared so much about being respected until you start being disrespected. So what do I mean by that? A lot of the men on my page think that because they spent $3, I owe them the entire world. Sometimes I don't think they look at me as a person, which is fine. Like, I don't need somebody else's image of me to validate who I am. But if you're constantly dealing with these type of people all the time, it can start to have a negative impact on you. So let me give some examples. I had a fan, I do a lot of free trials, okay? So a lot of times men don't even pay to get onto my paid page. My free page is free, but a lot of times the men don't pay to get on my paid page. It's like a free trial, like Netflix, you get a free 30 days. It's pretty much like that. So I had a fan who came in on a free trial, and he had been on there for months. I set 12-month free trials. So the idea is, if you just build your audience, you'll get more people to spend money. That's the whole business. That's the whole business model, and it worked. It's definitely worked for me. So I had this fan who came in on a free trial. He had been on my page for about 5 or 6 months, hadn't spent any money. You know, I have 40,000 fans, so when they come in, if they don't say anything or they don't tip, I don't even realize they're there, okay? So he sent me a message and was like, do you want to see my beep? So I was like, sure, send a tip. He was like, okay, so he sent $5, right? So I gave him a little sexting or whatever, boom, bam, bam. Weeks later, the same fan is still in my DMs trying to have naughty messages with me. I said, you need to send another tip. You know what he said? I already did. $5 3 weeks ago, and you want more of my time? That's not how this works. Send another tip. He called me a whore. He called me a slut. And it's not even so much the name calling. It's the fact that this happens all the time. There are so many men who think that we're not people, so our time isn't valuable. They look at us like we're objects. We're not even a human to them. So it's constant disrespect, which is difficult for me to accept because I don't ever treat somebody that way. I don't care if someone does hair, if someone does makeup, if someone does photography. I would never in my right mind message them over and over and over and over and over again, trying to get a conversation out of them without spending any money. That's just not how I was brought up. I look at their business as a business. However, a lot of the men on there don't see it that way. They think we're all prostitutes. They think we're all hookers and whores, and they think that we have nothing else better to do but sit around and look at their private parts all day for free. That's what a lot of them think. Now, don't get me wrong. I have a lot of good fans who do tip and spend money, which is why I make what I make. However, I would say I have more bad fans than good fans. If I have 40,000 fans, I would say I have about 5,000 or 6,000 that have spent money. The other 30,000 plus are disrespectful. And so I'm constantly having to block them. So it's something that you have to think about. If you're not mentally strong, I guess, if you don't have high self-esteem and high self-confidence, it's probably not the thing for you. I get called fat. It's the list of names that these men call me goes on and on and on. Now, I recognize that the ones who do that are the ones who have no money, and that's why they do it, because if they had money, they wouldn't be sitting around talking to somebody like that. But it definitely can take a toll on your emotional self, right? Like it just takes a toll on you. Like it's just like, oh, shut the fuck up. Seriously. So that's definitely a con. Another con is OnlyFans has seasons, okay? Just like any business, right? You have good days, you have bad days, you have good quarters, you have bad quarters. All businesses go through that. However, if you don't prepare for that, if you don't know that, you will be sitting there looking stupid when you have a bad month because now you've racked up all these bills. Now, I kind of built financial literacy over the years from dealing with my other job. So I didn't spend money crazy like that, but there are a lot of women I know that have. So OnlyFans got really, really slow around the holidays, which makes the most sense because, you know, people want to go see their families. They got to buy Christmas gifts, airplane tickets, hotels. It's a lot. So of course, porn kind of gets put on the back burner when it comes to people's budgets, right? Well, it was really, really, really slow. And I think for the month of January, I only made about $8,000. That's how slow it got, which is not slow to most people. But if you go from making 30,000 to 8,000, that's pretty freaking slow, right? So you do have to be financially responsible and you have to be ready for that, right? So that's another thing. That's another con. It's not guaranteed money. It's a business. And I don't think people look at it that way. People don't look at doing OnlyFans or anything along those lines. They don't look at that as a business. They look at it as, oh, you just shake ass. And I think the reason I've been so successful with OnlyFans is because I look at it as a business. I set up an S Corp. I have a business checking account with my EIN number. I have employees. Like, it's a real business for me. But some people, they don't look at it that way, or maybe they just don't know, but they don't even have that, right? It's definitely a different mindset that you have to have when you're doing OnlyFans or any business, any type of content creation, no matter what it is. You have to look at it like that. So that's definitely a con if you've never run a business before, or if you're just not someone who does your own research. I research everything, so I already knew. That's why I knew how to look at it that way. But a lot of people don't. So that's a con. Another con for OnlyFans is the fact that you still, I don't want to say you work for somebody, but it's still somebody else's platform. Just like Instagram, just like YouTube, just like TikTok, you don't own these platforms. And if you break the rules certain amounts of times, you're gone, okay? Now, of course, you can make another account, but now you have to build up that following. You have to build up that business all over again. There are so many people who are on Telegram who have lost their OnlyFans account because they kept breaking TOS. So you get real paranoid because it's like, this is where all of my money is. I don't want to have any problems. There was a period in August where OnlyFans had said that they were going to get rid of adult content, which freaked everybody out, including myself. And so everyone was freaking out, like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? And that's when I realized, oh shit, this could be pulled from me at any time. So I need to be better prepared. I need to figure out what my next move is. Just like with YouTube, if you break YouTube TOS, you're out of there. Your account is deleted and they're done with you. The same applies with OnlyFans. So you have to think about that. You have to realize that even though you're a business owner, you're still contracted. You still get a 1099. So you definitely have to keep that in mind when you're doing OnlyFans. It's not something people want to talk about. Now, the rules for the TOS is pretty simple. Like, it's not too much stuff, but if you don't know or if you don't take the time to research, your account could get deleted. You got to make sure you have model release forms. You got to make sure you're not making content that's against OnlyFans. There's certain stuff on there, like certain fetishes and stuff, you're not allowed to put on there, but people still put it on there. I don't know if they don't know or if they don't care, but you have to definitely be mindful of that. And then the last thing I could say, and I wouldn't even say it's a con of just OnlyFans. I think it's just a con of getting to the next level. And that's, you have to sacrifice a lot. I don't think people realize how much I've sacrificed to get here. Like I've said earlier in this video that I already looked at OnlyFans as a business. Like I already considered it that. So there's so many things that I've sacrificed to get to this point. And there's so many more things that I have to sacrifice to get even further. I don't have a social life. I'm not out here going to bars and going to clubs. I don't have any of that. I've lost a lot of friends along the way. Some of them I don't even think were really friends. I think they were using me. But the point I'm making is I don't have too much interaction with other people other than my assistants, other than like other women that I'm buying promo from or people who purchase my coaching, things like that. But like going out to eat with another female, I don't have that, right? I don't go on a whole bunch of vacations because everything that I make, I put back into my business so that I can continue to grow. So I didn't realize that you do have to sacrifice a lot when you have a business. And I'm okay with that because I want to be worth $100 million. I know that sounds far-fetched to a lot of people, but that's my goal. I don't want just $10 million. I don't just want 50. Like I want to be worth 100 million or more. Okay. That's the level I'm on. So you have to sacrifice so much. There has not been one day where I haven't done something for OnlyFans, whether that was sending out messages or checking messages or making content. So in the whole year and 8 months that I've been doing this, I have been on my sites every day, even on Christmas, even on Thanksgiving, even on New Year's, even on weekends, even on bullshit holidays. Like, I'm always on my site, and nothing ever comes before OnlyFans. So the few friends that I have, they have asked me, do I want to hang out? Do I want to do this? I have to say no. Me and someone who claimed to be my friend, we got into the biggest argument, and she kept talking about how I didn't attend her wedding. And the reason I didn't attend her wedding is because I got sick at her bridal shower, and I couldn't afford to get sick again, and because of COVID. And I don't think she understood that. A lot of times people think that because they have PTO, because they work a job, you have that too, and that's not true. You don't have PTO. You are your own PTO. You have to make sure you have money set aside in case you're unable to do what you need to do for OnlyFans. When people are workers, when people are employees, they don't have those issues, right? If you get sick, you can just call out and you still get paid. If you run a business like OnlyFans, yeah, a lot of your stuff is automated, but you still have to set all that up. You still have to queue your messages. You still have to queue your DMs and your wall posts. You still have to send your fans content. People don't understand that. So I think I have lost connections with people because they just don't understand. And I can't even be upset because they don't run a business. You know what I mean? So these are just the things that I want to talk about with running a business and with OnlyFans. I didn't know a lot of this stuff before I went out and did it. All I knew was $50,000 a month. That's all I heard, and I was gone. But some people, it's a rude awakening. It really is. And if you bullshit, you're not gonna get any money. I can't skip a day and not queue anything or make sure stuff is queued. If I don't have any messages being queued to be sent out at these certain times, I probably won't make any money, or I won't make nearly the amount that I'm used to. So it's definitely a business. And the last thing I can say is you have to be mentally strong. Like I said, like I go to counseling, you have to be strong mindset. Of course, you'll have days where you're down or you're sad or whatever, but you have to be that person that picks yourself back up. If you're not that person, this probably isn't for you. Any business isn't for you. Like if I have days where I'm just not feeling myself, or I just want to mope around, I can't do that. I still have to get up, and I still have to do what I need to do. I still have to make content. I still have to interact. You know what I mean? Whereas when you have a job, you don't have to do that. So I hope this helps people who are looking to start a business or do OnlyFans. I love the life I have. I know that's why I don't like to talk about the cons and the bad, because then I think people wrap it up in their head like, oh yeah, it's bad, I'm not gonna do that. But it's not, because even though I said these cons last, I'm pretty sure most people forgot all of the good things that I said at the beginning of this video, because the negativity always seems to outweigh the positivity, right? That's just how society puts things. But it's not bad. It's just there are cons. There are things that you have to think about, and you have to be prepared for, especially if you don't know too much about it. But I hope this helped people. What is it that I'm looking to do now? I'm looking to be a content creator and grow my Instagram following, grow my TikTok, grow my Facebook, and grow my YouTube. I'm looking to get monetized, and I'm looking to just get out of OnlyFans and into YouTube and things like that. That's where I'm at. That's where I want to go. So I still do OnlyFans full time, but now I'm spreading my wings, and I'm trying to get to new places. But that's all I can say. OnlyFans has been great to me. I can't even lie. I've never had any account issues before, knock on wood. Hope I never do. But it's just things that you have to think about. I hope this helped everybody. Please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, @IamChocolateMini. And